Hello everybody and welcome to this video where I'll be discussing the potential for a winter storm to impact parts of the eastern two-thirds of the United States at the start of next week. If you haven't done so, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. Let's get into the video. Now this is the GFS model, the MSLP and precip, frozen precip, and this is as of 8 p.m. Friday. So as you could see, there's a high pressure over the Midwest, and that's about it. You can see a few snow showers coming off the Great Lakes, so not that active as of Friday evening. But then you move it along, and you see this little area of snow developing over the Midwest. And this is basically round one of the winter storm. This winter storm is coming in two parts. It's multifaceted. So this part, the first part, will move through the Midwest, maybe bring some snow to Illinois, Michigan, parts of eastern Wisconsin will get some snow out of it. And then it should dissipate before it gets to the Northeast. But then you could see down here, round two starts to develop, and round two will be the strongest out of the two rounds. As you could see, round two develops into a 993 millibar pressure system over Kansas, which is very strong for a storm in that far inland. Usually coastal storms are like that strong. You don't usually get 993 millibar pressure systems in the middle of the country. Although it does happen sometimes in the Rockies, but this is not in the Rockies. This is in the east, in the central United States. Now you move on, and this 993 millibar pressure system moves further east, and as you could see, this is parts of Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania starting to see some snow, sleet, and freezing rain developing. So like a wintry mix. You move it further along, you could see from this clip, look at the leading edge of the precipitation. This clip, this time frame to this time frame, it barely moves any further northeast. That's because there is a high pressure system over here, and it's sort of blocking the storm from moving any further north, which is what at the same time as it's blocking the storm from moving any further north, it's gonna keep the cold there locked in place over the northeast. So any precipitation that falls from the storm in the northeast, especially the interior parts of the northeast, is going to be all snow. So even for coastal areas such as New York City, Boston probably won't get much from this, maybe a few flurries, but Boston shouldn't get much. Places like New York City and Philadelphia could get mostly snow from the storm. It's looking pretty likely because unlike with the past few storms we've had, this storm is looking like it will be running into Arctic air that's already in place, which could keep this all snow for coastal places. If you move along, you'll see what I mean. There is snow now for New York City. Philadelphia is in some snow. Well, meanwhile, the Great Lakes are seeing snow. This low weakens a bit, but there's a secondary low developing off the coast over here. So we'll have to see about that. And then you move it through and you just see, like, overall, I think this storm won't be more of a, like for areas in coastal areas, it won't really be the heaviness of the snow, but it's just going to be basically light to moderate snow over a long duration. The snow starts in parts of New Jersey. Like, look at this. Some snow starts already around Monday evening, and the snow lasts from Monday evening into Monday night into Tuesday, and then the snow finally stops around Wednesday morning. So this would be almost a 2-day event, which is why it's going to be more like light snow for 2 days straight, on and off, that type of thing. So parts of the coastal northeast, let's take a look at the snowfall map. And as you can see, as the GFS model is showing about 3 inches. The more inland you go, the more snow you get, because the fluff factor too. Like the further inland it is going to be much colder. If you don't know about this, when it is 10 degrees and when it's 30 degrees, if snow falls at 10 degrees, it will pile up faster than, let's say, it snows at 30 degrees, because the snow is more compact at 30 degrees. You have to take into the 10 to 1 ratio. The snow is 10 to 1. That's the average this is the liquid. I already forgot what it's called. The liquid to snow ratio. Yeah. So, the higher the higher the snow liquid to snow ratio is, like let's say a 20-to-1 liquid to snow ratio. There's more air in between and it's less compact, which makes the snow pile up faster. So let's say it's snowing at 10 degrees or it's snowing at 30 degrees. The snow will pile up faster when it's 10 degrees. And here, as you could see, it's showing more snow inland. Now let's take a look at the European model here, the EMCWF. This doesn't show precipitation, but it shows where the low pressure systems and high pressure systems are located, so just go along with that. As you could see, this is 24 hours out, and you see there's a low pressure system over the Rockies. This will be the formation of the storm. This is the high pressure over the Midwest. This will be what's keeping the Arctic air locked in place. You could see it came down from Canada, and it should keep the Arctic air locked in place in the northern Midwest and northeast central United States, and should prevent the storm from bringing up its own warm air and keeping everything snow. Now I move 48 hours out and 72 hours out here. As you could see, here's the low pressure system, 998 millibars over Oklahoma, and you could see the high pressure to the north of it blocking it from going north, which is what's going to keep it south and keep the areas north cold. So this is what's going to aid in a track going more eastward than northward, which is good for snow lobbers along the east coast. As you can see, the European model is a bit different than the GFS. Let's compare it. This is our 96. Let's go to our 96 on the GFS model here. So our 96 is 1,005 millibar pressure system over western Pennsylvania. On the European model, it's a 1,002 millibar pressure system over parts of West Virginia. So this is a bit different. I think the European model is showing more of a snowy scenario for the coastal mid-Atlantic, but the GFS model is showing more of a snowy scenario for parts of the northern Great Lakes. So we'll have to see which one's right. Now, remember how I said there's going to be 2 rounds of this? The storm comes in 2 rounds. So the first round we could take a look at on the NAM3CAM models. It's coming within about 24 to 48 hours. You could see there is a stripe of snow developing down around South Dakota, and it moves northeastward into Minnesota and Wisconsin. And this round of snow is pretty widespread. It's not like a whole storm, but it's a widespread area of snow. Now, it moves further west and east, and basically, if it makes it to the northeast, it's going to be overall light snow, not much heaviness. So I don't know if there's going to be much heavy snow. This is basically like a minute casting situation. You don't know when the snow is going to dissipate here. If this batch of snow that continues eastward without dissipating, it could make it into parts of, I don't know, upstate New York, I guess, parts of Pennsylvania, but we'll have to see about that. Now, the AO is what's caused, like, we're going into a pattern change with a lot more bouts of cold air expected for parts of the northern United States. This is all due to the AO and the NAO. So the AO has been negative for the past month, and because of this, the cold air has been, the Arctic has been warming up. And because the Arctic has been warming up, the AO is going negative, and when the Arctic warms, the cold air has to go somewhere. So this will be an update on the AO. The AO is currently 2 degrees negative, and it should go down 4 degrees negative, which is pretty far negative. It's pretty extreme. And when the AO goes down that far, this is what's going to promote the pattern to be really cold and snowy in the east for about the next 2 weeks or so. Then the AO goes more toward neutral and positive, but still might stay negative. So for the next 2 weeks, it's looking cold and snowy in the east. The NAO now. The NAO is has been negative for the past month, and it's been slightly negative. Not as far negative as the AO, but the NAO has been negative, and it's going to go dip a bit further into the negative stage before going back toward neutral and positive. So it's looking as for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be cold and snowy in the northern part of the United States, like below average temperatures, above average snowfall. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, leave a like. Subscribe to my channel if you like this content, you're into weather like me. And I'll see you in the next video.